right, let's get right. Let's get 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 right. Let's get right. Let's get right. You already know what it is, man. It's your boy Dealatofficial. And this is No Filters. Always appreciate you hitting that like button for me. Subscribing to the channel so you don't miss an episode. And sharing this with the world. And of course, family, when you come in, let's get comfortable. Get you something to eat. Get you something to drink. Get you something to smoke if that's what you do. Cause you see the title, fam. Wow. Let's get into this here.
Roku's self-serve ads platform. It's easier than ever with ads management. Sign up today.
Glory in the building. Roof in the building.
Sackable with the world's most luxurious fleet.
Directly in the files. This isn't even the most offensive example. Just that he shook hands with somebody, who cares? He is quite literally... The President of the United States is yet again crashing out over the Epstein files in the Oval Office. He just fully melted down on CNN's Caitlyn Collins after she asked a very simple, intuitive question about his administration's deep, relentless connection to Jeffrey Epstein and Jeffrey Epstein's orbit. For example, Donald Trump's name is littered throughout the files. We now know that his Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick's name is littered throughout the files. Elon Musk said he refused an invitation, but his name is now littered throughout the files. And guess what? Trump's new pick for the Fed chair, littered throughout the files. It's almost like if you want to be in the Trump administration, it's a necessity to also be in the Epstein files. And Caitlyn Collins is essentially pointing out in this clip, hey, you've relentlessly attacked Democrats. You cherry-pick the Democrats' names who are in these files, yet you refuse to see the people in your administration. You blind yourselves to these people's involvement in Jeffrey Epstein. Before we watch this clip, let's watch a reporter right before Caitlyn Collins ask a question about Epstein.
We're getting along very well with them, but we're going to work with them, yes.
A few months ago, you had in your office here Peter Mandelson, the British ambassador. You were shaking hands with him over a trade deal. He's today been forced to resign from the House of Lords, the upper house of the British Parliament, over his links to Jeffrey Epstein. Just wondered if you had any reaction to that, since obviously he was
I didn't know about it, but I really don't know too much about it. I know who he is.
There's yet another name that I forgot to list just a few moments ago when I was listing the long list of people that Donald Trump has shaken hands and done deals with and been buddies with that are also directly in the files. This isn't even the most offensive example. Just that he shook hands with somebody, who cares? He is quite literally buddy with Epstein, with Steve Bannon, who was Epstein's PR guy, with Elon Musk, who is in the files. Now, Elon didn't go to the island, but Elon was trying to get there desperately, and Epstein was the one who refused. Now, Caitlyn Collins then asks a question to Trump, and about a minute in, he begins to crash out like he does against every female journalist that asks him anything. Over the past few months, he's called female journalists terrible people, terrible reporters, piggy. Remember, he said quiet piggy. He melts down saying they shouldn't have a job, they shouldn't be allowed to ask him questions. I want you to watch this as it unravels, and make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the Adam Mockler feed below. Then we'll talk a little bit more about Elon Musk's involvement. Take a listen.
You talked about Democrats who were in there. Elon Musk was also in there, and so was your Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, and correspondence that he had with him. Did you read those new files that were published by the Department of Justice?
I have a lot of things I'm doing, a lot of things I'm doing. I don't know. You mentioned two names. I'm sure they're fine. Otherwise, it would have been major headlines.
A lot of women who are survivors of Epstein's are unhappy with those redactions that came out. Some of them, entire witness interviews are totally blacked out. Do you think that they should be more transparent?
They thought they released too much, and I heard that, and you tell me something else. So, I think it's really time for the country to get onto something else. Really. Now that nothing came out about me, other than it was a conspiracy against me, literally.
Imagine if all the evidence is coming out against Ted Bundy during his trial. Ted Bundy did this, he lured this person. He's like, man, can we just get over all this? Can we get over all this evidence? Who cares about the people that were harmed? Dude, it's not your choice, Donald Trump, about whether or not the country gets over it. It's the victims, the survivors who've been waiting decades and decades for accountability, but have been told by more powerful men like him that they can't get it.
By Epstein and other people. But I think it's time now for the country to maybe get onto something else.
What would you say to people
like
who feel they haven't gotten
healthcare,
justice, Mr. President?
something that people care about. Yeah, what do you say? Go ahead.
What would you say to
are
the survivors who feel they haven't
You
gotten
are the worst reporter. No wonder CNN has no ratings because of people like you. You know, she's a young woman. I don't think I've ever seen you smile. I've known you for 10 years. I don't think I've ever seen a smile on your face. You know what?
That might be one of the most, basic 101 sexist comments that men say in the workplace. Why don't you smile a bit? Why don't you just smile a bit more? Says every sexist boss ever. Why don't you just smile a bit, girl? That's what it's.
You know why you're not smiling? Because you know you're not telling the truth. And you're a very dishonest organization, and they should be ashamed of you. Okay, go ahead.
You mentioned healthcare and
As Caitlyn Collins responds, the reason I'm not smiling is because I'm asking a question about survivors getting accountability, and she's working, she's on the job. Either way, let's not even legitimize these insane attacks coming from Donald Trump as he's trying to pivot away from the Epstein files that he, Elon Musk, and Howard Lutnick are listed all throughout. Remember when Donald Trump attacked a reporter just a few months back in a similar way? Another female reporter, by the way.
Admitted to releasing the full video?
Didn't I just tell you that?
You said that it was
You're
up
the
to
most
Secretary.
obnoxious reporter in the whole place. Let me just tell you, you are an obnoxious, a terrible reporter. And it's always the same thing with you.
This is a knee-jerk authoritarian reaction to somebody actually trying to hold power to account. Now let's just back up for a moment, because Elon Musk, about a year ago, tweeted this out, quote, "Shame on Sky News for this utterly misleading headline. Anyone pushing this false narrative deserves complete contempt." And he's referring to a narrative about him communicating with Epstein. He says, "Epstein tried to get me to go to his island, and I refused. Yet they named me even before Prince Andrew, who did visit." Elon Musk using the same tactic of trying to divert attention and blame to other people, when we now know for a fact Musk and Epstein exchanged emails about visiting one another. Now it seems like Elon Musk never successfully visited the island, which is an important distinction, but he tried. It's very important to point out that he was trying and then he lied about it because he knows that it looks very bad. Now Ashley St. Clair, who Elon Musk had a child with, then basically dipped out on, has been tweeting an expose about Musk, Grok, and how X has been operating. This is very important. She said, "I just saw a photo that Grok, which is the AI produced by Elon Musk, that Grok produced of a child no older than 4 years old, in which it took off her dress, put her in a bikini, and added what intended to be semen or something. ChatGPT does not do this. Gemini does not do this. It happened again with an 11 or 12-year-old. Grok removed her shirt completely. This has been a repeated pattern with Elon Musk's Grok of not having any boundaries or barriers regarding child explicit imagery, sensitive imagery."
Get visibly thicker.
Hit that like button, double tap that
at
screen. Don't forget you're here with your boy
NoFeelters.com/net.
Dilla T. Don't forget what's going on. Hit that screen, double like, subscribe right now. It's easy work.
You won't get the same
Don't forget that. It's free to do it all. So don't figure it out. Hit that like button, double tap that screen right now. Roof in the building. I've been cooking.
Around children. And what do you know? The same Elon Musk was emailing with Jeffrey Epstein. He never went to the island, but he did try to coordinate with Jeffrey Epstein about which day they were going to make it. Elon says, "We'll be in the BVI, which is the British Virgin Islands, or St. Bart's area over the holidays," which is where Jeffrey's island is. "Is there a good time to visit?" Epstein says, "Any day, the 1st to the 8th. Play it by ear if you want. Always space for you." Elon says, "Okay, probably the 1st. Epstein says, "The 2nd or 3rd would be perfect." Then they never end up actually hanging out because Epstein drops the hangout, no longer chills with him. But Epstein said in these emails, yeah, we can hang out. But it's important to point out, beyond Epstein rejecting Elon Musk in these emails, Elon said a few quotes that need to be remembered. Quote, "What day/night will be the wildest party on your island?" asked Elon Musk. Quote, "I really want to hit the party scene," asked Elon Musk. Quote, "Is there a good time to visit?" asked Elon Musk. Then he said this to Tucker Carlson.
If he loses, man, what? You're fucked, dude.
I'm fucked. If he loses, I'm fucked.
It does seem that way. You can't just be like, all right.
Yeah, I'm like, how long do you think my prison sentence is going to be? Do you think? Well, I see my children.
The only way you would say that is if you feel like you did something that is illegal or that you would get effed for. Now, Caitlyn Collins asked Trump another really, really solid question about his statement regarding the nationalization of elections. This is worth checking out.
What exactly did you mean when you said that you should nationalize elections? And which 15 states are you
I
talking
want to
about?
see elections be honest. And if a state can't run an election, I think the people behind me should do something about it. Because, if you think about it, a state is an agent for the federal government in elections. I don't know why the federal government doesn't do them anyway. But when you see some of these states about how horribly they run their elections, what a disgrace it is, I think the federal government, when you see crooked elections, and we had plenty of them, and by the way, we had them last time, but go to 2020, look at the facts that are coming out, rigged, crooked elections. If we have areas, take a look at Detroit. Take a look at Pennsylvania.
Okay, he's just angrily ranting about lies now. The 2020 election was incredibly secure. Any lies about voter fraud were shot down immediately. So number one, he's lying there. Number two, the Constitution explicitly says in Article 1, Section 4 that elections lie within the states. Each state gets to run their elections because we don't want the federal government placing their thumb on the scale. I'm gonna leave it there, but if you appreciate these videos, if you want us to keep holding Trump to account, drop a like, subscribe. I'll see you all in the next one, and peace out.
Take the next step in treating your moderate to severe ulcerative colitis with Entyvio, the only gut-focused treatment for UC.
Who does Bill Gates think he is to make comments about the welfare of children, given that he frequented Jeffrey Epstein?
Oh, Elon Musk loved playing the part of the accuser when it was coming to the Jeffrey Epstein files last year. He was doing little interviews. He was tweeting stuff to look cool, like, no, all you other people are in the Epstein files. Not me. Not me. He wanted me so bad, but I didn't want to go. And then, oopsie doopsie, more of the Epstein files came out, and he's yet another of these men that was protesting too much, and it turns out, no, they're very much in it. And so he's having to respond to it because the evidence is just so bad, and he's once again protesting too much. So we'll get to his actual involvement in it, but for now, let's jump to this. So some of his fans who pay him $8 a month to be on Twitter, they're like tweeting out like, oh, the media's lying about me. So like XFreeze posts this tweet. Let's bring this up. Elon Musk had more extensive ties to Epstein than previously known emails show. They marked it lies. No, that's just literally what happened. There were a lot of emails between them. He discussed plans to party with Epstein. No, he did. That's in it. Now he says it's a lie, and then Elon Musk says legacy media lies relentlessly. No lie detected in literally any of that. Now that does not mean that some of what people posted wasn't untruthful, and even I briefly fell for it. So like, for instance, the girls FTW thing, it turns out that wasn't actually true. That was a little bit too, and by the way, I think he has said that in his life. I cannot prove it, but we're pretty sure here at the Damage Report that he has actually said that. But anyway, so look at me being reasonable. That one wasn't true, but lots of them were, dude. So you're simply lying. And so then he says, in another post, he says, oh no, it's fine that I'm in it. I just want to find out the actual criminals or whatever. What matters is not release of some subset of the Epstein files, but rather the prosecution of those who committed heinous crimes with Epstein. When there is at least one arrest, some justice will have been done. If not, this is all performative. Nothing but a distraction. Well, sure, look, I agree with him that it's justice that matters the most, but it's not just a distraction. It could be revelatory too. Now, I don't know that that Elon Musk committed any crimes on that island. I haven't seen any evidence that he committed any crime on those islands. But I do know that he lied about his involvement with Jeffrey Epstein. And maybe if he didn't abuse a child, the lies don't necessarily matter to you. I'll leave that to you to decide. But I would have preferred that he not lie about it. And again, oh man, he is trying to control the narrative so bad. So in this thing, he talks about the media and how what the media is doing is, he lists 3 steps. Admit nothing, deny everything, make counter accusations. And I just want to point out, that is literally what he is doing in that tweet. He's admitting nothing, he's denying everything, and he's making counter accusations literally against the media. The projection is so obvious that only someone with absolutely zero and perhaps negative emotional intelligence like Elon Musk could have engaged in it. But the issue is that he is actually in the emails. And these are the ones that are confirmed. So you have him emailing to Jeffrey Epstein in 2012. This is 3 years after Jeffrey Epstein goes down for sex trafficking. Elon Musk is still totally cool with him and says, do you have any parties planned? I've been working on the edge of sanity this year. And so once my kids head home after Christmas, I really want to hit the party scene in St. Bart's or elsewhere and let loose. The invitation is much appreciated, but a peaceful island experience is the opposite of what I'm looking for. So look, is he right to say that he rejected going to Epstein's island? That email indicates that yes, he did reject an invitation specifically to the island, but only because he thought it wasn't going to be a wild party enough. This idiot had to have it bashed over his head that they were going to be doing like sex trafficking and everything. He didn't pick up the subtext, and so he refused to go because he wanted a wild sex party somewhere else. That's what's actually going on. And by the way, it goes on and on. So Jeffrey Epstein had said to him, I'll send a heli for you. That's when he had said to Jeffrey Epstein, we'll be in BVI, St. Bart's area of the holidays. Is there a good time to visit? He is multiple times asking about it. And then, after Epstein said he's going to send a heli, and then apparently doesn't or whatever, Jeffrey Epstein might have gotten the ick from Elon Musk. On December 25th, this is literally on Christmas, this is from Musk to Epstein, says, actually, I could fly back early on the 3rd. We will be in St. Bart's. When should we head to your island? On the 2nd. Another email, 5 days later. And this is, I don't think this is from him. This is Ghislaine Maxwell getting involved, saying to organize Elon Musk to the island for January 2nd. Question about it is back and forth and all these plans. And so did Elon Musk go to the island? It doesn't appear that he did, but it was certainly not for lack of trying. That guy was so horny to party with Jeffrey Epstein. And that is what Elon Musk refuses to take ownership of. That doesn't mean he committed any crimes, okay? But he is lying about his desire to party with Jeffrey Epstein. JR, what do you think?
This is the thing. Next, I guess Mike Johnson would be the one to defend Elon Musk and say, you know, Elon Musk was so close with Jeffrey Epstein only because he was the FBI informant. I mean, he blew the whole lid off the whole thing. Similar to what he said about Donald Trump before, then he had to backpedal and everyone knew what that actually meant. It was lies. Everyone knows all these excuses keep changing. And this is worse than like, you know, a 5-year-old is trying to lie about how, you know, he took a cookie from the pantry and then he didn't want his mom to catch him. Like, they're really, really bad at this. But also, by the way, I want to reset our normal reality. Things like this used to disqualify, especially a president of the United States, any politician, a state senator would be disqualified from having any kind of role in our government if it's discovered how close they were with someone like Jeffrey Epstein, let alone we discover that he's the #1 person that's listed over and over and over again in all these accusations and files and court proceedings and grand juries and all these people talking about things that he has done allegedly with, for, and alongside him. And on top of the fact, let's not forget this deposition from Jeffrey Epstein. Wish I had the video. I mean, if I was running and doing my stream, I would have played this. When Jeffrey Epstein was asked about whether or not he and Donald Trump associate with young girls, party with them, hang out with them, and he said, I don't want to talk about that. I'm going to plead the fifth on that. If there was any inkling of any of these types of things from any other politician, any other point in our recent history, they would be disqualified. So Elon Musk is taking the same approach that Donald Trump is taking, which apparently has worked with this stupid country, that, yeah, sure, he was my best friend, loved him. Yeah, I was around him when he was doing all this stuff. Howard Lutnick said the same thing. I heard him saw about massage tables and I decided to leave. That until we found out later that you didn't leave. How many more times are they going to expose themselves for lying about being associated with Jeffrey Epstein at different times and places and different situations before we just say, I don't even care about learning the absolute horrific details of what you probably did, but because you're just too filthy and disgusting and associated and too in the neighborhood of this guy for us to ever trust anything you ever say or do again. We're too stupid to even do that now. But Howard Dean screams like a banshee, and then that disqualifies him from that run. Remember that? It was like, that was the end of his presidential run. Let's not forget how you know, fragile these things used to be. That is, unless you're alongside Elon Musk and Jeffrey Epstein. It's wild. The new defense is, I was best friends with Jeffrey Epstein. So what?
Yeah. Great Chappelle Show sketch, though.
45-minute flight away from the most infamous. Tramore gang, one person that loved to talk about the Epstein files, who was in them, who was going to release them, when they were coming, Elon Musk. He's now been exposed for being in the Epstein files. He is in the Epstein files. He had a lot of energy for everybody else. He was pointing the finger at this, but that. He's in the Epstein files. And now he's trying to downplay it. Now he's trying to hush. Now he's trying to say, well, I was just talking. I was just emailing Jeffrey Epstein. No big deal. Absolutely not. We will be holding Elon's feet to the fire. Now, okay, ironically, in the lead up to the 2024 election, okay, Elon Musk suggested that certain individuals were fearful of a second Donald Trump term, ironically, because he thought Trump would be the one who would release the Epstein files. Ironically, he was accidentally right, but he didn't realize he would get caught up in this thing. He said in an interview with Tucker Carlson, everybody's scared. Everybody's shaking their boots because if Trump wins, he's going to expose everybody. Well, turns out you got to expose yourself. Look at this.
Between Diddy and Epstein, there's probably several thousand hours of footage here.
Yeah. It's kind of weird that the people on those videos are lecturing the rest of us about our moral failings, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird.
What is that?
Well, I mean, part of how they deflect attention from themselves is by criticizing the morals of others.
Yes.
It's sort of like a preemptive moral strike. Those who are saying Trump is a threat to democracy are themselves actually the threat to democracy.
It feels like we're getting to a place where the rest of us know too much. Like, what happens next now that we know all this? The kidnapper showed us his face. Like, what happens?
Well, I think if Trump wins, we can do some house cleaning and shed light on things.
Whoops. Okay. So after becoming the head of the Department of Government Efficiency, aka Doge, all right, Elon Musk took a chainsaw to a whole bunch of valuable public services. It damn near had planes falling out the sky at a certain point. Okay, some people think that's Elon's fault. And basically, after all of that went left and it turned out he didn't save the $1 trillion that he promised like an evil supervillain would, turns out he wasn't really doing shit but enriching himself. Okay, that's when Elon Musk and Donald Trump fell out. And ironically, Musk claimed that Donald Trump was blocking the release of the files.
Simon Marks joins us from Washington, D.C. live.
Well, we appear, Ian, to just be living through the worst Marvel movie ever, with Elon Musk now suggesting that he's going to drop the bomb, which is the revelation, according to Mr. Musk, unsubstantiated.
So time to drop the really big bomb at real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. This is the reason they haven't been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. This post is for the future. The truth will come out. Whoops.
That Donald Trump's name is contained within the Epstein files, and that is a reason why they haven't yet been released in full.
So look, let's be real. Trump's name is in the files, and he's honestly played everybody, right? Because he's allowed some of the most damning stuff about everybody else to come out. And there've been long-held rumors that there might have been a connection between Elon Musk and Jeffrey Epstein. This has been going around for years, all the way back in 2022. All right, the YouTube parody cartoon channel Meat Canyon was even cracking little jokes about this too. Look at this little old school clip.
I thought vacations were supposed to be fun. You've been to this island many times before, but you still seem to get lost. I'm not lost. I'm just thinking. You know, you fixate so much on the future and innovation that you never see the beauty that's right in front of you. I just want to change the world. Change it for the better. Leave humanity with something greater. Elon, listen. You are destined for great things. You've already done so much for the world. So much. You're strong, smart, and compassionate. Well, my name isn't Jeffrey Epstein. I will change the world, Jeffrey. I promise you. I know. But hours of contemplation has left you tense, Elon. Come on, let's chill out with a couple massages. What do you say?
It's all fun until the rabbit's got the gun. Now, as of August 2025, okay, 2 months after his fallout with...
Okay, so hold up. Hit that like button, double tap that screen right now. You in here with your boy Dealatofficial. My fam, you know there's no filters. There's no way to see this no other way. but Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. Don't forget Super Chat in the building. Don't forget Cash App in the building. The raffle is tomorrow. It don't matter what's going on. The raffle, one woman, one man, really gonna win. No Filters hoodie. Your color, signed by your boy Dilla T, sponsored by Nene Love Savvy TV, always in the building. You understand? So get that understood. Now, what we're looking at here is Elon Musk. Now, people like Elon, people like Bill Gates, talk that talk. And now they got to walk that walk. Because you got to go back on that word, fam, on what you said, that you wasn't in that files or you wasn't doing this and that. And they started making cartoons about this man being over there. So that's how you know he was off the chain. But you know, the funny part is, the reason why we got to talk about Elon is because it's like Bill Gates controlling food, FDA, medicine, all this other stuff. Elon then came in and found himself creating robots. So clearly, you know, he's a part of trying to be a part of going further in the situation, in what's going on. Shout out to Denny Hill in the building with the $5 donation in the super chat. That's real good looking, fam. So that's what we talking about. Hit that like button as y'all come on up in here. The biggest thing I'm talking about is, fam, is that Elon is supposed to be controlling space. He trying to control space, robots, and all that. So when you're talking about world leaders, the leaders of tomorrow, the innovators of tomorrow, the leaders of today, innovators. Shout out to the innovator, my producer. These people have to be pushed out. But the level of money that they carry, because I just heard that man just mixed space AI with SpaceX. And that just created like a trillion. So when I talk about the people that got millions, billions, cajillions, $1 trillion, oh man, that man can't be told nothing. And even in his movements, who is really gonna ever lock him up? Because they talk about how people raided his offices today looking at files and all that, but that man ain't finna get locked up nowhere. Where he gonna get locked up at? And then he up in these files, he's sick as that thing. And the worst part about this is when you see all of this that's going on and your own family can talk about you. Hit that like button, because I'm about to drop some on y'all that man own family member, his own kids talking about how sick he is. Now, we talking about Elon. Let's keep going with this.
Trump, a set of interviews with Epstein accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell surfaced, and she would claim to have met Elon Musk multiple times. What are you doing over there, Elon? What are you doing over there?
You know Elon Musk.
I do.
And how did you meet Mr. Musk?
I met him in, I don't remember the year, but it's going to be in 2010, 11, something like that, I think, if my memory serves. And I was at an event for Sergey Brin, the co-founder of Google, and Sergey had arranged it was for his birthday, and we were, a bunch of us, I don't even remember how many we were, but not many of us, maybe, if I say 40, I could be wrong. If it was 30 or 50, I don't remember, I'm sorry. Went to another friend's island, somebody called Mr. Big Butsy in the Caribbean, and not with Epstein, he was not there, to celebrate Sergey's birthday. And we were there together for, I want to say 3 or 4 days, something like that, in my memory. And Mr. Musk was a present for that.
And that was the first time you met him?
As far as I remember, yes.
Did you know his brother, Mr. Musk's brother?
I don't know if I've ever met him. I know that he has a brother, and but I don't think I met him.
Aside from that time in around 2010, on the island of the Caribbean for a couple of days, do you know Mr. Musk beyond that time?
We met at, I was at the Oscars, and we met at the Oscars.
What year was that? Earlier or later?
It was post that event, I believe.
Do you know whether Mr. knew Mr. Musk?
I believe they did, and the only reason I say it's not from my memory, but because I think I saw, and my memory is that in Discovery they were communicating on email.
So you have no personal knowledge of that, just what you've seen from the press or from Discovery?
And I believe his brother as well, actually.
Excuse me?
Mr. Musk's brother as well. But
She snitched on Elon and his brother, talking about you over there having all type of parties. And now, as of 2026, the truth has finally come out, okay? The documents have allegedly confirmed these connections, and it appears to show Elon Musk actually begged Jeffrey Epstein to let him come party with him between 2012 and 2013, well after Epstein's conviction for nefarious activity with minors, okay? Elon Musk, wildest party. From Elon Musk to Jeffrey Epstein. Probably just Tallulah and me. What night will be the wildest party on your island? That's after Jeffrey Epstein asked Elon Musk, how many people will you be for the helicopter to the island, okay? There's a Google Calendar, like a Google Calendar event. Elon Musk coming to the island December the 6th, 2014. 8:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Up, rise and shine. Up nice and early to come and party on the island. There's heaps of mentions of Elon Musk in the latest drop of files. These are just a couple of questionable examples. You can search by file name on justice.gov/Epstein. If you ask me, asking someone who's a convicted offender having pleaded guilty in 2008 to state charges of soliciting prostitution from a minor in Florida about attending one of their wildest parties isn't exactly a good look. Knew he had to be in there. Kung Fu definitely meant kiddie effing. That's crazy. In that explosive tweet last summer, Musk said that Trump was all over the Epstein files. Now we know why. He had first-hand knowledge. He founded the Epstein file. He didn't find them, but you know what I'm saying. Wasn't he fighting with Trump over the files months ago? So much happened, I might be hallucinating. Apparently, he's just like his father, Tallulah, his ex-girlfriend, ex-wife twice. Ran off on the plug twice. Okay? Absolute mess. I would like to hear Elon Musk explain where he was on December the 6th, 2014. I would like to know. And there's more. Oh, there's more. Okay. This is Elon Musk discussing with Epstein about visiting the island. Okay. It is embarrassing. Right? It is embarrassing. So this is basically the back and forth. I'll start at the bottom and go to the top. Pause. But it says, we'll be in the British Virgin Islands and St. Bart's area over the holidays. Is there a good time to visit? Said Elon Musk to Jeffrey Epstein, who replied, any day from the 1st to the 8th. Play it by ear if you want. There's always space for you. He said, okay, probably the 1st then. Jeffrey Epstein said, well, the 2nd or the 3rd would be perfect. I will come and get you. Elon said, I need to fly back to LA on the night of the 2nd. So W. And then Elon followed up and said, actually, I could fly back early on the 3rd. We'll be in St. Bart's. When should we head to your island on the 2nd? Jeffrey Epstein replied and said, do you want to be picked up in St. Bart or St. Thomas? Take your pick your poison, okay? And then basically after this, all right, there was another back and forth. Elon Musk was messaged by Jeffrey Epstein, said, I'll be in New York next week. We'll see your brother and his new romance. Disgusting. Elon Musk replied, the world needs more romance. Does it? Does it need more romance from Jeffrey Epstein? He said, I'll be in New York around mid-November for some media events, but not before. Tallulah and I are headed to St. Bart's at the end of the year. I assume you will most likely be on your island. Okay, Jeffrey Epstein replied and said, an easy but correct assumption. We will catch up either in New York or I will send a helicopter to St. Bart for you. It's 45 minutes away. To which Jeffrey followed up. So probably after Xmas Day, let's choose a sunny one. Glad you're coming on Friday, November the 2nd, 2012. Elon Musk wrote, what's a good time to come over between the 22nd and 30th? Oh, my bad, I read that the wrong way around. So Elon asked, what was a good time to come between the 23rd and the 30th? They said probably after Christmas, any day. And he said, let's aim for the 28th, 29th, or 30th. Looking forward to it. Elon Musk is having Christmas and then going straight to the island, okay? And basically this is Jeffrey Epstein writing himself a reminder to organize Elon Musk to come to the island for January the 2nd. Okay, he's putting that in his calendar, a reminder, don't forget, right? Elon wants to come to the island. Okay, he's saying that's 3 years in a row he talked about going to the island, very little chance he never actually went. There was a follow-up where Epstein ghosts him. He was too cringe for the PDS. For sure, isn't there some rumor he introduced his new brother's romance that he references? This is insane. Remember how Elon was working so hard he had to sleep on the factory floor? The real crime here is that Elon didn't get an Oscar for that performance. He worked so hard Elon worked so hard he has to sleep on the factory floor. Well, it doesn't sound like he's working hard. It sounds like he's having Christmas off and he's flying around St. Bart's, the island, all of that stuff. So this is apparently Elon begging Jeffrey Epstein to go to the island, okay? Begging him, all right? This is a message from Elon, said I'll be in St. Bart's over the holidays. I think, did we already see this one? He needs to fly back. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Just a reminder, Elon Musk was asking about coming to your island January the 2nd. So there's reminders going on. Elon Musk denied knowing Epstein many times, specifically denied going to the island many times. His countless lies about his relationship with the PDF Epstein should be the end of his fascist run. If fascists weren't running the narrative, okay, that's a whole different conversation. But said, is his name being released a mistake or is he being burned? I've grown past the point of expecting any kind of consequences, but hopefully I'm wrong. From what I can make of the release so far, the same type of geniuses running our country are also really bad at redactions. I think they gave it to a bunch of career FBI agents who are watching the guys named in the files tear up their agency and their country. I'm betting a lot of the half-assed redactions we're seeing are intentional. They're the real heroes. I actually thought the same thing. When they revealed that a bunch of the files weren't actually properly redacted, it made me think, I wonder if people in the ranks of the FBI might actually be thinking, bruh, I'm going to sabotage this because this is disgusting. What I find absolutely wild is how much they're willing to say to and from a Gmail account. Google must know everything about everyone, but let's not forget the founders of Google. They said, Ghislaine Maxwell talking about she's running the party with the founders of Google and Elon's there with Jeffrey Epstein. So don't worry about your Gmail. They made Gmail so that you could have these sorts of conversation, all right? This is just, Gmail was made for this, right? I was made for this shit. Gmail was made for this debauchery. Lol, I guess this was before Elon broke his tiny dick for the botched surgery. I need to know about that. I've heard about that. I'm scared to click any links from here. It's what?
Hit that like button, double tap that screen. Check this out. I bet you ain't know this was real. I bet you ain't know this happened.
At Buffy, we make bedding for people who care about sleep. Our secret, eucalyptus.
In Jenna Wilson, and she says, I'm going to speak directly. Her name is Vivian Jenna Wilson. I'm going to speak directly instead of being vague and cryptic. I can confirm we were in St. Bart's at the time specified in the emails, and therefore I believe they are authentic. Elon Musk. So that Ian Miles Chong guy tweeted out, they're desperate to make Elon Musk look bad, but he has been consistently calling for the prosecution of every wrongdoer whose actions were enabled by Jeffrey Epstein. Where are the investigations? And then he retweeted that, and he said, that is the key question. Epstein and Maxwell were sent to prison for running an underage child ring. Prosecute their clients. Until we see at least one client arrest, this partial release of Epstein files means nothing. And so here is all the stories. Elon Musk discussed plans to party with Epstein on his Caribbean island. He says it's lies. The Guardian, Elon Musk had more extensive ties to Epstein than previously known. Emails show lies. Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Howard Lutnick face new scrutiny over Epstein file. Lies. Epstein files show Elon Musk apparently discussed plans to visit the offender's island and host him at SpaceX. He said this, so he tweets it out and says, legacy media lies relentlessly.
Yeah, well, Ian Childs Mong is a liar too from Singapore who is pretending to, one of the people comment on America, he sucks up to Elon Musk relentlessly. Elon Musk wanted to go. As far as, from what I understand, Elon Musk didn't get to go, but he really wanted to.
Well, here it is, Kurt. Yeah. Well, here it is. Let me show.
Yeah.
So here it is from Leslie Groff, which is an Epstein assistant, to who? Jeffrey Epstein. Subject, reminder, Elon Musk, Christmas and New Year's. So if you go down here, it says, on the bottom, it says, any day, the 1st through the 8th. Play it by ear if you want. Always space for you. Okay? That was, and then up on top, it's from Elon Musk. He says, the 2nd or 3rd would be perfect. I will come to get you. No, that's Jeffrey Epstein telling Elon. And then Elon says, I need to fly back to LA on the night of the 2nd.
Okay.
Actually, I could fly back early on the 3rd. We will be in St. Bart's. We should head to your island on the 2nd.
And see, this is the reason. Hit that like button, double tap that screen. Subscribe right now, it's free. The reason why I'm showing you this is because, first of all, in the beginning, you heard his daughter. His daughter confirmed they was in St. Barth. Same stuff he said. So there's no way he can be like, oh, I'm just, whatever, and see, this is the thing, this would also make him look bad. This man is going against everybody whose name is in the Epstein files. And then we see his name in there. And now what you gonna say? Just like Bill Gates, just lying. So again, any of you out there following Elon Musk, you got to stop following him, because he already getting money from machines. So anything you could be possibly thinking that you're doing to support is you going to buy his cars, his robots, anything. And then what else is sad is he owned Twitter. So now that he owns Twitter /X, and then he called it X, so that's demonic within itself. But the fact that he owns Twitter now, everybody has a Twitter account. So how do you tell people stop following on Twitter? The main people that's on Twitter that talks are actual celebrities. Yeah, celebrities on Twitter. Everybody that want to be famous is on Instagram. All of the kids are on TikToks. And the chicks that want to dance. And everybody else is still on Facebook. Family members. People trying to hook up. So that's the level of breakdown when we're talking about stop following Elon. How do you keep Elon from getting money? How do you stop Elon's currency? Stop supporting him financially. Don't go buy none of his cars. The man came out with a Tesla. You know how many guys, how many women got Teslas, fam? I mean, you got to look at these things, because again, if these people are not holding nobody accountable or even prosecuting, investigating, just looking into it, period, we got to stop supporting them. Because again, they are only affected by what we do for them, because they create a service for us that they provide, and we can choose to use that service or not. But I think that's the problem, families, that we don't even know how to defend ourselves in this. We don't know how to hold these people accountable. And the only way to do it is to stop supporting them. That's it. Whatever they branding, whatever they commercial, whatever they thinking they doing, whatever kind of money they getting, let them get that money without the people. When a company do a deal with another company, that's two companies. That's not people, that's two companies. Now, them companies can still provide, but they can be selling to a bigger companies. They can only just sell to companies. They ain't got to sell nothing to us. They could just create the product, the demand for another company to buy out. So Elon is making money off dealing with companies. It ain't even the people. When he creating product to sell to the people, that's when we got to step back and say, no, we're not buying Teslas. No, we're not buying walking dogs, robot cars, vans, just none of that. And I think that's the problem, because he is the innovator to bring in that. You see what I'm saying? And we got to be the people that say, hold up, fam, we're not doing that. Hold up, we're not. We know who you are. You among the most sick people as well. And you were begging to go over there so you can be engaged in that stuff too. You was begging to go over there. See, it's different. People went over there against their will or by their own will. Okay? But you got this guy over here begging to go because he want to be weird. He want to be out. He want to be off the chain. And you can tell people like him, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, these rich, sick people, these are rich, sick people. And that's sad because they make rich look bad. Oh, somebody ain't hear me today. Somebody about to hear me now. They make rich or wealthy looks sick. You will almost think that to get rich or wealthy in that manner, you would almost think you'll lose your mind. Or that you'll lose your soul or lose your humane. Not the lust of the eye, lust of the flesh, but it's the fact that the flesh and what it would go, how far it would go to please itself. That's the problem right now. Because what you're looking at here is people making rich look disgusting, wealthy looking bad, and people that are like the heir to the throne of money You don't even want to be the heir to the throne of the money because it comes with this. It comes with being sick. You got to be into sick stuff like that. Disgusting things that you would never think goes together with rich. See, when you're thinking rich and famous, you're just thinking, oh man, everything I can dream of, everything I can eat, ride good, look good, smell good, can't be touched like water. I'm talking about shining, can't even flex on me. You bust down, you come out the room, you make the whole room shut up when you walk in the building. Rich and famous level. Nothing dirt, nothing of sickening. It ain't nothing but the baddest of the baddest, the extraordinary, the conglomerate, the upper echelon. I can keep going. What rich and famous should look like, what it should be in, the level. And yet they make it look all the opposite. They make it look nasty. They make it look bad. They make it look like they ain't. You better hear me. They make you don't even want to be rich no more. And to be honest, Elon is wealthy. Shout out to Chris said Elon is a robot duck. Y'all, you ain't lying, robo duck. Because the type of quacking he doing is glitching. But shout out to that fam, because again, Elon and them, they making it look bad. They make rich look bad. They make wealthy look disgusting. They make to inherit that level of money, they make that look like demonic. They look like that's just what it is. So it's a lot that goes into this fam when we talking about what's really wealthy, what's really rich, what's really healthy, what's a healthy rich. You know what I mean? Because this is a disgusting rich. What's a healthy rich? Because $1 million really ain't that far away like it used to be. You better hear me again. $1 million ain't really that far away like it used to be. But they make rich look bad. They make sick look, they make wealthy look disgusting. And they make inherited money look like a demon. You understand? Hit that like button, double tap that screen. You learning something today. Why? Because we cooking.
Yeah. That's from Elon Musk talking to Jeffrey Epstein. When should we go to your island?
Not an assistant, right?
No. And then here's from the assistant. Leslie Groff says, just a reminder, Elon Musk was asking about coming to your island on January 2nd. That's his assistant.
Epstein forgot about him.
Stupid.
I think he didn't get to go.
So at the bottom, it's from Elon Musk. It says, we'll be in BVI St. Bart's area over the holidays. Is there a good time to visit?
So you didn't let him come over.
So, and Epstein did it. I guess that Epstein didn't let him come over for some reason.
This is Dunnigan's impression of Elon to a T. He said Elon always wants to be cool, he seems like, and this is the most, oh, that'd be so cool to come to your party.
Yes. So here's his daughter, here's Elon Musk's trans daughter, kind of outs him. This is, she posted this on Threads, by the way. I didn't even know people still went to Threads. But here it is. And she says, I'm going to speak directly. Her name is Vivian Jenna Wilson. I'm going to speak directly instead of being vague and cryptic. I can confirm we were in St. Bart's at the time specified in the emails, and therefore I believe they are authentic. This has basically already been confirmed through his attempts to paint them as out of context. The Nile is a river in Egypt. I knew nothing about the emails previously, so I'm learning about everything at the same time.